What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, listen, we are back. Potomac is back like we never left. So, this is the Real Housewives of Potomac season 10, ladies and gentlemen. Season 10. Well, put it in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do y'all rate the opener? What do y'all rate this premiere? On a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, I understand that everybody's live. Look, if you catch the replay, I'm okay with that. Just leave a comment. Leave a comment. Like the video, hype the video if you can. But I know everybody's live, child. We got to do what we have to do. The panel will be back. The Whether You Like It or Not panel will be back tomorrow on Scotty's channel at 8:30-ish. Yeah, I know what it is. Thank you, Angela. Okay, I see a 9.4, 7.5, 8, 8, 8, 8. Most of y'all are at the 8 range. I thought it was a pretty decent premiere. I will say this. I told you guys this. If y'all remember, I told y'all months ago that Stacey is getting it. I told y'all that from what I was told that the girls are coming after Stacey. I didn't know it was this bad though. Like they are giving Stacey the blues. So let's get into it. So the episode opens up with Karen getting released from jail. Now let me say this. I was actually surprised. I mean, I saw the premiere, I saw the first 10 minutes just like everybody else. But the first time I saw it, I honestly was surprised. I was like, I wasn't surprised that they got the footage because we knew Bravo was there. I was surprised that they gave it to us in the premiere like that. That's what I because again, I get it. We want to capitalize on the sensationalism of Kern getting out of jail and all of that. But I really feel like they could have saved that. It was just right. They just threw it in there. It was just awkward. I feel like they could have kind of saved that till really the end of the season. I feel like they could have given us that at the end and maybe given us a one-on-one. I don't feel like she needs to be at the reunion, but I would love to see a Karen do a sit down with Andy, like a one-on-one with him. I don't know. But where was Ray? I thought he was in the car, but I didn't see him. Well, we didn't see anything. We didn't see nothing. So I think all of that might have been edited out. You know. Mahogany says, I think this season is going to be boring. Well, I definitely have my issues with things. So let's just jump into it. So after we get the little Kern intro, then we are at Giselle's house. Giselle has gathered the ladies to talk about Karen going to jail. Did we really need to have a coup d'etat about Kern in jail? But I understand they were kind of just talking about, just dealing with the reality that this is really real. But I honestly think the real reason why they did that was to bring Stacey, because Kern and Ashley had just got back from LA and they brought a little tea with them about TJ. Now, and they still a little heated over the reunion. Let's be clear. They're still a little heated over the reunion. I find it interesting that Mia's name wasn't mentioned not near one time. Not near one. Which I'm okay with. She's not on the show anymore. But I just found that interesting. I thought they kind of did a Salt Lake type of thing. Like her showing, coming out, then go back to the start, then bring you back to the end. I guess. So, can I be honest about this whole tea dropping from the person in LA? Now, they said it is a very accomplished actress, and they even bleeped out her name when Ashley said it later on. But so anyway, they do the whole conversation, and then they sort of approach Stacey. I'm going to be honest. I do feel like they piled up on Stacey from the way that footage was edited. Because y'all know, we know it's all edited. But the way that footage was edited, it did seem like all of them jumped on Stacey. It seemed like it was a continuation of the reunion, right? Now, people can believe what they want to believe as far as TJ and Stacey and the lies and all of that. Like, I get that. I honestly get that. But I forgot about Mia until now. I honestly forgot about Mia literally until now. I honestly, until I was sitting here talking about it, I was like, damn, they ain't saying nothing. So, yeah. So they did a good job of that. But honestly, I really do. They did jump on her. And I'm not mad at her for leaving. Because the woman couldn't get a word in edgewise. And then, even KK jumping in it. Girl, KK, go sit down somewhere. And I just feel like after Stacey walked out and left, then that's when they brought up, they were like, oh, well, we wanted to talk to Stacey a little bit more. But when we were out in LA, this actress sat down and they were like, oh my gosh, we got to give you the tea. And allegedly, this particular actress, I guess, who's friends with TJ, showed them a contract and of a legal lawsuit. And allegedly, the contract said that Stacey was going to give this man half of her of her Real Housewives check for condition of him pretending to be her boyfriend. I don't believe that. Now, other people might want to believe it, and that's fine. I absolutely do not believe that TJ has a valid contract with Stacey saying she gonna get that man half of her Real Housewives of Potomac pay. First of all, that ain't even what TJ said. That's not even what TJ said. TJ didn't say nothing about getting half. TJ said that she still owed him $20,000 or something like that. Isn't that what he said last year? That he was waiting for the rest of his money and she owed him $20,000. Ain't no way in hell she had paid that man half of her salary minus $20,000. Hell, they hadn't even finished by the time the reunion rolled around, they hadn't even finished getting paid. So how that didn't make no sense to me. I don't believe that. That I don't believe. Number two, Giselle said that she saw legal paperwork where he is suing her. Why ain't none of the blogs picked up this lawsuit? Y'all know, like I know, something like that, the blogs would have had it by now. Hell, I'd have had it by now. Don would have had it by now. The Shade Room, Bravo Cocktail, every blogger would have had that lawsuit, which means that maybe he typed up a lawsuit and never filed one. But hell, anybody can go online and do a lawsuit. I can go online. They got templates. Like, anybody can type up a lawsuit. So you making it seem like this man filed it. He ain't filed nothing. Third of all, TJ has disappeared. We have not heard from TJ since a couple of weeks after the reunion, when he went live while he was walking through the airport or something, talking about he was getting ready to drop his receipts. Ain't nobody seen him since. Ain't nobody seen TJ. Ain't nobody heard TJ. TJ done left y'all hanging out here with this bullshit storyline. TJ got y'all out here because listen. Do I believe that it was a fake relationship? Yeah, I can believe that. Do I believe that Stacey even agreed to pay TJ? Sure, I can walk down that road. But you went too far talking about 50% and a lawsuit. That's where you lost me. I can believe that Stacey lied. I can believe that Stacey lied. Let's be honest. I can believe, but you lost me at the 50% and you lost me at this lawsuit. Because where is it? And where the hell is TJ? We ain't seen or heard from TJ in months. When did the finale was when? Like last March, April, something like that. I don't even remember the exact timing, but maybe like last March or April. We ain't seen him since. We have not seen that man since. Moving right along. So anyway, so that was how the rest of that conversation went. So fast forward 2 months later. So they really just filmed that scene just to talk about Karen. So fast forward 2 months later, um, we see Wendy at her house with the boys. Happy Eddie is doing well. And Wendy was like, listen, Wendy, hey girl, you know what we don't want from you this season? We do not want another business that you're going to start and stop. I would rather you say, hey, I've decided to work with Eddie and be his COO, CFO, head of human resources, social media director. I would rather see you working with your husband on Happy Eddie than you talking about being an entrepreneur. When she said he has inspired me, I was like, no. I was like, please don't tell us you about to start another business. Please don't tell us you about to start another business. I was like, Wendy, no. And can you listen? Those boys are at an age where they are not interested. They're not interested in filming. They're not interested in doing these cutesy little, oh, let's gather in the living room and let's talk about daddy's business. Child, they were over it. They weren't here for it. They didn't care nothing about it. They were over it. The one boy said he just want to work at Chick-fil-A. Listen, I like the fact that they didn't even stress it. I like how they just moved on. I like how they just moved on when that boy said he wanted to work at Chick-fil-A. Because listen, he's a child. All he know is he like Chick-fil-A. It's always a line, and he think that equal good pay. He'll learn. He'll be all right. He'll be. I love how they told her she wasn't a doctor. I said, damn, Wendy. The insurance says you're not a doctor, girl. So then we see Stacy. I like that Wendy doesn't give up. Chuck, my problem isn't that Wendy doesn't give up. My problem is that Wendy doesn't stick with anything. And again, do what you do, right? But that is my problem. My problem is every season we have something different from Wendy. I need Wendy to find it and stick with it. And at the end of the day, they're financially sound. She has the flexibility and the time to be able to play and figure it out. But I just need her to figure it out. And that doesn't mean it has to be what you do for the rest of your life. But again, I feel like she had something really great with the talk show on YouTube. And she's just, what do you mean Wendy's a doctor on paper? No, Wendy's a doctor. Wendy is a real PhD doctor. I don't understand what that means on paper. What happened to Wendy's talk show and Candy? That's what I'm saying. I want her to just stick with something. And again, I'm not saying that it has to be your forever thing, but Wendy has been on this show 6 seasons, and we could probably name 6 different things Wendy has done. Anyway. And it's given storyline. The reason I'm gonna tell you the reason why I say that is because it's given storyline. When you see somebody on these shows and every season they're just doing something different, what that is giving storyline to me. It's giving you're just coming up with something to do while we're filming, and it's not something you really care about or you're really passionate about. And I guess that's kind of where my frustration is coming in, because Wendy, you are so talented and you are so educated, and I just feel like there's so many different things you can do. You know what I'm saying? Wendy is Robin, but with money. Yeah. You know what, Tracy? It's funny because I thought about Robin as I was talking about all the different jobs she's had. I actually thought about Robin. I don't think Wendy does the candles anymore. I haven't heard anything about the candles. I mean, Wendy has sold candles. Her and her mom came out with a book. She had the talk show. She well, we know she was teaching, she was a commentator. Um, it's something else I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something else that Wendy has done since she been on the show. But anyway. Right. That's why I didn't understand what that meant with a doctor on paper. No, she's not. She's an actual PA. I don't know what she's a PhD. She has a actual PhD. Um yeah, she was gonna open up a restaurant. That's what it was. She was gonna open up a restaurant with Peter Child. Lord, thank God she didn't get into business with Peter. Lord have mercy, where would she be? So then we see Stacy. Baby Stacy done divorced her husband and they done started dating again. Yeah, Wendy has 4 degrees. And I'm like, okay, girl, listen. She has Christmas candles. Send me the link, Tracy. I might buy me one. Y'all know I love a good candle now. Um, Stacy said that her and her husband decided to spend Christmas together for their daughter. And while they were on Christmas vacation, the final divorce decree then showed up. Mistletoe, luxury candle. Okay, well, you know what? I take that back, Wendy. You still got your business going. Okay. Mistletoe. Well, I wonder if she's gonna mention it on the show. Wendy, you gonna tell us about the mistletoe candles? Because now's the time. Nay, shut up. Talking about I better buy a tree before a candle. Hold on. Let's look at it. Mistletoe. Okay. What would Christmas be without a special kiss under the mistletoe? This fragrance may not help you get that special smooch, but it will definitely set the mood for you to give it your best shot. The ambrosial aroma truly taps into the essence of the holiday season. Treat yourself with this delectable gem. Rise to the crisp scent of green leaf notes, ginger, lemon zest, eucalyptus bloom, enhancing jasmine and layers of lily. Okay. Okay. She also has holiday cheer, the naughty list. She's got a whole Christmas line. Wendy, this why you not talking about this? You ain't even have a candle burning in the background while you was talking to your kids about working at the chicken filler. Like, Wendy, this what you need to be talking about. I'm gonna have to buy me one. They on sale. They marked down from $45 to $35, and you can use Afterpay. I'm gonna order me one, y'all. I'm gonna order me a Wendy's candle. But why you not talking about the candles, Wendy? Anyway, let's go back to Stacy and getting back with her husband. Um, only one wig for 35. Yeah, that is a little pricey, but I'm gonna order one. I think I'm gonna get the naughty list though. I like that. I like the title, the naughty list. All right. That is expensive for a candle, child. That is expensive for a candle. But I'm gonna give me one. I'm gonna give me one so I could. Give me one so we can smell the naughty list. Anyway, so Stacy's back with her husband, her ex-husband. Nay, my tree is fine. The tree that I have is fine. Moving right along. So But she's already put it on Bravo though. That's what Rachel. She already has. This was her whole storyline for a whole season. So them taking a percentage, you done already paid for it. Oh my! I bought that tree. Didn't I buy that tree last year? And y'all didn't like it. So okay, let's talk about this whole. Let's talk about this. To me, them paying Bravo a percentage is the same as you paying for advertisement. I don't see what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem is giving Bravo a percentage of your business, because let's be clear, nobody even knew her ass was still selling these candles. I promise you, if she had mentioned those candles in this episode, she would be getting sales right now. I promise you, if she had talked about her coming out with a Christmas line, if she had that conversation she had with Eddie in the living room about Happy Eddie, if she had used that same time to have a conversation about putting out the Christmas line and how she has to meet with, I don't know, the manufacturer or meet with the people to make the final decision on which scents they're going to add to the Christmas line for the candles, I bet you right now her sales would be cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Versus right now, don't nobody even know she got them candles. So I don't see what the problem is paying Bravo a percentage. And the newer contracts, excuse me, the newer contracts, the percentage. So because people have gotten hip to it, the newer contracts aren't that bad. Now, the older contracts were really bad, but the newer contracts, the percentage isn't that bad. Yeah, Bath and Body Works was having a 40% off of everything sale. I saw that. Ciao. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, okay. So next, I ain't even finished talking about Stacey. We done got sidetracked. So Stacey and her husband, ex-husband, are still dating, are back dating again. Listen, the only thing I'm gonna say about this with Stacey is, with Stacey being under fire about TJ from last season, I just hope this is real and not some made up storyline. I will say this: that man didn't even film last season, and on the first episode, he got a whole scene. Now he's a man of few words. He ain't have a lot to say, but what it sounds like they were saying was that they were putting their daughter ahead of their marriage, and instead of having date nights, they were doing family nights, and they just grew further and further apart. But they have decided that they're not going to confuse their daughter and tell the daughter yet, until they figure out if this is really going to work, if they're really going to be able to get back together and make it work. Which I think that's a good idea. I think that's fair to not say anything. I think it's fair that they don't say anything to their daughter until they figure out what it is they're going to do. I mean, that's true, Cali girl. Most of them have year by year contracts. But again, I still don't. It's just me though. I'm only speaking for me. I still don't see what the problem is, because I think you get way more out of talking about your company and your business on the show than you lose. Because, like I said, I feel like if Wendy had mentioned it in this episode and said we're coming out with a Christmas line, right now people are starting to buy. Well, people who have, people who ain't out of work right now because of all the things going on, but people right now are starting to buy Christmas stuff. They're starting to think about Christmas decorations and Christmas things. I promise you, Wendy would be selling candles right now if she had just mentioned, yeah, we coming out with a Christmas line, and the naughty list, and mistletoe, and da 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 da. I promise you. So I feel like, again, to me, I feel like it's the same as paying for advertisement. I just don't see what the issue is. But that's me. I can't tell nobody how to run their business. But I just feel like Your show just premiered to millions, or at least hundreds of thousands. Maybe I'm exaggerating with the millions, but at least hundreds of thousands. I think it's worth it. But that's just me. Anyway, let me get back to this. All I'm gonna say to you, Miss Stacy, about that is, I just hope that y'all really are dating again, and this isn't a storyline. Because, girl, you already under enough fire. You already got enough people in your face about last season. So I just hope that it's not some bullshit. Okay, I just hope that it's not some bullshit. But people do it all the time. People get divorced and then they get married again because they realize, oh my goodness, I really do love you. I really want to work this out. I really want us to figure this out. So listen, I love, and I'm happy for you. I just hope it's not a storyline. That's all I'm gonna say. Like most husbands, he doesn't want to be there. Right, Quake. That's what it sounds like. They sell Happy Eddie. Listen, I don't even go in dispensaries, but I've been told that that Happy Eddie is in the dispensaries, child. It is very real and it is very successful. And to me, my thing is, you mentioned Happy Eddie. So do they have to give Bravo a percentage of Happy Eddie? Because she sure bring up Happy Eddie every chance she get. So I mean, I wonder. Even though technically her husband is not a housewife, I'm wondering. And maybe that's why they push Happy Eddie instead of pushing her stuff, because maybe they don't have to pay a percentage. I don't know. But they say Happy Eddie is now in 3 states, honey. It's doing well. Listen, the cannabis business is very lucrative. And as a Black man that was able to get in on it, I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. We got KK. KK that moved into a new condo. Her condo looks beautiful. We find out that she broke up with Greg, moved out, and then she said after a few weeks of her living on her own, Greg realized, oh shit, she's serious. So she said he invited her to Jamaica, and while they were in Jamaica, they reset and they're dating again. But with no pressure. It's just they're dating just to date, just to enjoy themselves. They're not putting any pressure on marriage and all those things. And I feel like the pressure was always coming from you, KK. The pressure wasn't coming from him. But moving right along. Her mama, baby, KK mama look good. First of all, she looked just like her damn mama. Number one, she looks just like her mama. Number two, baby mama was like, yeah, no. I'm not buying it. She said, I did not like who you were in that season. I loved how she worded that. She said, I did not like who you were in that season. Oh, okay. Again, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think that the percentage is that bad. But anyway, KK mama look good. But baby, KK mama was real with her. And KK said it didn't help that my family saw him acting a whole ass on television. So of course they feel how they feel. Like, if we felt how we felt about Greg, as you know, watching it last season, then certainly her family felt how they felt. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something, and y'all know this to be true too. Once somebody, especially a family member, forms an opinion, it is so hard to change it. And because she said, well, my family did like Greg. Yeah, they liked him until they saw him making a fool out of you on national television. Until they saw him making a fool out of you on national television, sure, they liked him. But now they're like, so I'm with her mama on this one. Like, I'm definitely with her mama. Like, no, we don't like it. We don't like him for you. We don't like who you are when you're with him. And she said, listen, and I feel like what she was trying to say was, I feel like because you were the one who wanted marriage, you were the one who was pressuring him about marriage, and now you're saying, oh well, we're just enjoying life, we're just going with the flow. I feel like what her mother is trying to say is, don't lower your standards to meet where he is. If you want to be married, go find a man that wants to marry you. Don't say, oh, well, we're just having a good time. Oh, we're just enjoying ourselves, because that's where he is, if that's not where you are. She was like, you are beautiful. You are accomplished. You have, like, girl, you don't have to dim your light for this man. And I don't feel like, and I feel like her mama ain't feeling him. Okay. Your mama ain't feeling him. So Ashley invites Stacy to the dress shop because she said, I'm getting ready for this second bloom situation, basically her divorce party. And after the way things went with Stacy at Giselle's house, I wanted to invite her so we could talk. First of all, Ashley, what the fuck you got on? And is it me? Y'all go back and watch it. The outfit that's in the walk up, when Ashley was doing her walk up, you know how they had them walking up? Baby, Ashley had on stockings. When she actually walked in that store, Ashley didn't have no stockings on. Did y'all peep that? So did she get a run in her stockings and she took them off? Did y'all peep that? That she had on these like turquoise stockings, but then when she actually walked in, she didn't have no stockings on? Or was that me? Let me rewind it. Let me see. Let me make sure I ain't tripping. Maybe it's me. It don't even matter, child, because I still want to know. What the hell did you have on, Ashley? What the hell was that? Well, moving right along. No, I take it back. It's that color blocking thing that they were doing. Okay, never mind, Ashley. I apologize. It was that color blocking thing. Either way, Ashley walks into this dress shop looking for something to wear to her party. Good and damn well, Ashley already had what she was wearing. She already had something custom made. But okay, girl. Stacy shows up. They get to talking, and then of course, Ashley has to tell her, "Well, look, girl, we met somebody who said they have receipts on TJ." Because Stacy was like, she said, "No." So here's the thing. She said, "Well, Stacy, I understood why you left," and Stacy was like, "Oh, so you do feel like that was a bit much? Because you said you understood why I left, so you felt like that was a bit much too, right? That was a pile on." And baby, Ashley must have realized she stuck her foot in her mouth because she was like, "Oh shit, that ain't what I meant." Well, no, I mean, I wish you had stayed, because you wish she had stayed because I was going to hit her with some more shit. So she tells her all about this person who gave them the receipts and this, that, and the other. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know this is probably gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I understand why Stacy handled that conversation the way she did. You come up to me and say, "Hey, I met this actress at a luncheon that said that TJ," and they showed us these documents, they showed us this lawsuit, and that gave us all the receipts that we need, but you ain't showing her nothing. You didn't even tell her the person's name in the beginning. You just said an actress. So when Stacy was like, "Girl, you talking about some imaginary person with some imaginary conversation with some imaginary documents. What am I supposed to do with that?" Stacy, so you're just going to stick to that lie? You're just going to stick to that lie? She was like, "What am I supposed to do with that?" I mean, what you want me to do? I would have done the same thing. Listen. If this is the lie that I'm willing to, if this the hill lie that I'm willing to die on, then that's you. What you want me to say? What, I'm supposed to just drop down and be like, "Oh, girl, you got me, baby"? You ain't show me nothing. You didn't open up your phone. You don't have no screen, no screen grab. You don't have nothing. You just telling me you had a conversation with somebody, and then when they finally did drop the actress's name, baby, Stacey was like, "Okay." I mean, they bleeped it out. We don't know who it was. But Stacey was like, "Okay." She said, "Listen, I have talked to TJ, and I have chosen to forgive him. He said what he said, and I forgave him, and I done moved on." Right. Ashley didn't get what she was looking for, and that's why Ashley was getting frustrated. So Ashley starts getting loud in the middle of these people establishment. So then she gonna bring up the divorce. So are you divorced? Stacey was like, I'm absolutely divorced. Well, why can't I find a divorce decree? And again, I'm with Stacey. Girl, you don't have nothing better to do with your time. You don't have anything better to do with your time than to be checking databases looking for my divorce decree. She said, well, I searched the state of Virginia and I didn't find it. Maybe they ain't filed in Virginia. I mean, I don't know where they filed. I don't know. But maybe they didn't file in Virginia. Did you check Maryland? Did you check DC? Did you check California? Like, maybe they didn't file. I don't know where they filed. But clearly you don't either, Ashley. Now, I don't know whether Stacey is really divorced or not. I believe she is, though. I believe she's really divorced. Baby Stacey said, because it ain't your business. That's what Stacey said. Stacey said, you couldn't find my divorce decree because it ain't for everybody to find. I said, ooh. Oh. I read online that divorce records aren't even public in Virginia, so actually playing games. Ooh, not Bap done Googled it. Baby, not Bap done Googled it, honey. I also feel like, depending on the type of divorce, depending on what, they may have agreed to certain things. I mean, I don't know if legally you can, I don't want to say hide, for lack of a better word. I don't know if there's a way that you can hide certain documents. I don't know. But and Stacey was like, girl, I don't have the energy for this, baby. And Stacey walked out. And baby, Ashley was like, girl, you just gonna keep walking away. I feel like that's what Stacey gonna keep doing. I feel like Stacey is gonna keep walking away. Absolutely, I do. Baby, Stacey said, not Stacey said, get them damn kids off that countertop, okay? That's the word I was looking for, brown mama seal. I mean, I feel like it could have easily just been a sealed document. Why, girl? And Ashley, why do you think somebody owe you that? And is it me? And I need y'all to tell me if I'm tripping or not. Please tell me if I'm tripping. This confessional look that Ashley has with the zebra print jacket and her hair piled up with the tendrils coming down. I'm sorry. Didn't the grand dame already do that look? Or am I tripping? Am I just missing the grand dame that much? Or is it me? I feel like the grand dame has already done that confessional. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Because I honestly feel like we have seen that confessional look before. Then this part they could have kept. We literally got a whole probably 2 minutes of Giselle dancing around her house. If I don't have a storyline was a person. You thought Ashley, so Chuck, I'm not tripping. We've seen that, right? You thought she was playing tribute to Kern. We're not tripping. I'm not tripping. We've seen that. I almost think it was last season. But okay. Giselle, why did we need that whole montage of Giselle dancing around her house? Like, Stacey, I'm certain this line about TJ actually playing private eye is going to make me not care. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to be honest. I told y'all at the beginning, I believe that TJ was telling the truth about her paying him to be on the show as her boyfriend. I believe that 100%. But you're right. The way they're carrying it is making me not give a damn. So Giselle and Giselle and Ashley are on the phone talking about Ashley's party. And of course, Ashley has to download her on how the conversation went with Stacey. And the two of them are so dead set on they just sticking by what they had to say, that they believe that TJ in this lawsuit or whatever. Okay. Um, Let me be honest. Ashley, you got exactly what you wanted. Girl, you have taken Robin's place. You are now Giselle's right-hand man. You are the new green eye bandit, just without the green eyes, girl. And I wouldn't be surprised if she go out and get her some contacts. Cause Ashley, you are right where you wanted to be, which is up Giselle's ass. Okay. Um, so Giselle is playing in people's face again. She has no man and child support is over. She needs the money and to stay relevant for Jamal's circle of friends. Ooh. Why she care about being in Jamal's circle of friends though? But okay. So we meet Angel. Angel is married to Bobby Massey, former NFL player. They have their own business, like a luxury high-end wilderness situation, like I guess like a glamping kind of thing or whatever. They just moved back into the area. She's from Maryland. She went to Temple. Her and Wendy were at Temple together, but Wendy was a few years older than her, so they weren't friends, but they know each other. She said she also knows Ashley when Ashley was a bottle girl down to, I think she said LV Lounge or L1 Lounge, something. I told y'all that's how listen, I told y'all years ago that Ashley was a bartender at Michael's restaurant. That's how she met Michael. She was a bartender at his restaurant. But anyway, um so KK and Angel are friends. They said they've known each other since they were 18. So they're really, really close. And um yeah, that's the background on Angel. So KK is downloading Angel on the girls, because she's going to meet the ladies and yada yada yada. So she proceeds to say how she feeling some kind of way about Wendy. KK, I like you, girl, and I have always liked you. Okay, I have always liked you, KK. This ain't the answer. This is not the answer. I feel like you grasping for a storyline and you decided it was going to be Wendy. Either you decided or the producers decided, but somebody decided it was going to be Wendy. And I feel like you grasping because this is stupid. And we're going to get to when you actually explain yourself later on, which at least to me was dumber. But we're going to get to that. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay. So then we see, and Giselle let us know she was bringing her friend, Tia. Is it Tia? So we are getting ready for the actual party. We see all of the ladies, um, you know, what was with all the tiaras? Child. You should come after Wendy. Don't become Mia. Right. It was just, again, if there's a real beef there, sure. But when she was, we'll get to that. But when she was explaining it, I was just like, okay. So we're getting ready for the party. We see all the ladies getting themselves together. We see all the ladies arriving. Ashley's upstairs getting ready. I think all the ladies look nice. I think the dresses were beautiful. Yeah. Now, Giselle's friend Tia, she got a little money. She grew up in the UK. She's a high-end real estate agent, but she comes from Nigerian royalty, honey. Is it me or is everybody from Nigeria part of royalty? Is it? And I don't mean no disrespect to anybody's lineage, but I feel like everybody I meet from Nigeria is part of royalty. But moving right along. So child. Okay, so anyway, the ladies look nice. The party looked extra, but it's Ashley, so what you gonna do? Um Ashley makes her grand entrance, child. Girl, why you get a dress you couldn't wash down? You couldn't walk down the steps in. What was up with that? Girl, you didn't know that you was going to walk down them steps in that dress. Like she really looked like she was getting ready to fall. That was just terrible. But moving right along, child. She finally got to the steps and she talked about her second bloom and what second bloom meant, which none of us get the second bloom of it all. But okay, girl. Stacey gonna say, I don't think divorce should ever be celebrated, but that's just me. Girl, go sit down. Cause you divorced and you still dating your husband. Girl, go sit down somewhere. The ladies, after she does that, the ladies get to mingling and stuff. And so Wendy is talking to Giselle. They're having a conversation about the dress or whatever. Not the party was better than Marie and Bell Collective. What's up, y'all? Hey, boo. KK sits down and says to Wendy, that's rude. I'm sitting here too. Girl, what you talking about? Wendy, that's rude. I'm sitting here too. Girl, what you talking about? She was having a conversation with Giselle about their dresses or something. She was explaining to Giselle her dress. So then she gonna say, well, Wendy, can I talk to you, please? Well, I think that was rude because Wendy was having a conversation with Giselle and you interrupted Wendy's conversation with Giselle to tell her you felt left out of the conversation and then gonna say, but can I talk to you? That was rude. And we might have missed part of the conversation, China, because it was clearly edited. Because 1 minute it was just Giselle and Wendy, and the next minute KK was there. So I do feel like it was edited, but still, it was just rude. So Giselle gets up to walk away to let them talk. And KK proceeds to tell Wendy, I think you're faking our friendship. Wendy was like, okay, what are you talking about? So she gives this woman 3 different examples of times that she thought Wendy was being fake, and all of them felt stupid. So the first one was, I was sponsoring an event and I told you that I was a sponsor, but you didn't even tell me you were speaking at the event. What? Wendy was like, girl, I was on stage. She was like, but I mean, if I'm your friend, I mean, when I see my friends, I wave at them. So you wanted me to stop what I was doing as the guest speaker on stage to wave at you? I just felt like that was fake. You could have told me you were going to, that you would, I told you I was a sponsor. You could have told me you were a guest speaker. Well, I got a better question. If you was a sponsor, you ain't know she was a guest speaker? I mean, did you call to congratulate her? Because if you're a sponsor of the event, you didn't get a program, you didn't get an email saying who to get. Like, you're just putting your name on something that you don't even know who's going to be speaking. They could have got Candace Owens to speak at this event. You just putting your name on shit and you don't know who's going to be there. Then she said, well, we were both going to the NAACP Image Awards, and when I saw you there, you ain't really act like you was happy to see me there. Like, do y'all know how busy those events are? How many people are at those events? Like, you in a room full of Hollywood, black politicians, black writers, black TV, like you are in the room with some of the best and of melanated people in every walk of life. Whitney was probably working the room like, girl, I already know you, KK. You go to the left and I'm going to go to the right because I see Denzel over there. And then I'm going to come back this way because I see Felicia Rashad over there. And then I'm going to come back that way because, baby, there go Kamala. Like, Whitney might have been working the room. And then y'all can compare notes later. I just felt like you were reaching, KK. I feel like either you're desperate for a storyline or you are really, really, really insecure because that sounds like a lot. And I respect Wendy because Wendy was like, okay. She said, well, do you understand where I'm coming from? Wendy was like, I don't. But if that is how you feel, I respect how you feel. She validated your feelings. See, the other thing is people don't have to agree with you. Just because she acknowledged your feelings, she validated your feelings, even saying, I don't understand why you feel that way, but those are your feelings. So I have to accept that that's how you feel. Baby Wendy, you did that. I love the way you responded. I love the way you responded and handled that. Because at the end of the day, girl, what you want from me? Because I think you sounding crazy right now. But I'm going to respect your opinion. I'm going to acknowledge that this is how you feel. But girl, you sounding crazy. Now, while this is going on, Ashley done pulled Stacey aside to have part 3 of this "you lied about TJ" conversation. Listen, let me tell you something. Baby, Stacey gonna die on that hill. Again, I think most of us can agree that there's a little sliver of truth in what TJ said. I ain't saying everything TJ said is true, but there's a slither of truth in what TJ said. But Stacey gonna die on that hill. Until Stacey can't lie no more, Stacey gonna die on that lie. She's not gonna change. Baby, she's not gonna change what she's been telling y'all since the reunion. She's not coming up off that lie. So Ashley is getting so frustrated because she can't get this woman to admit that she lying. She can't get this. So now Ashley is lying. You're lying, but you're just lying. I just can't stand a liar, but you're just lying. Baby, even Stacey's friend had to come over there and say, what is it that you need from her? I said, you better, baby, Stacey best friend, you better break it down. He said, what is it that you need from her? What is it that you need from her? Because you're not getting it. Like, you're loud. This is your party. You're supposed to be celebrating. Then they was talking about that woman's breath. Look, I don't know if that lady breath stink. I believe Angel because Angel ain't had no dog in that fight. So I believe Angel if Angel said that that woman breath was stinking. Okay, because Angel ain't had no dog in that fight. But at the end of the day, to me, you invalidate your argument when you lower yourself to middle school digs. Telling somebody their breath stink is something that my ninth graders would do. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you have, in my opinion, you have invalidated your whole argument at this point. Because, girl, why are we talking about this woman's breath? Chuck said we need about 30 more likes. Can we get 100 likes? We almost done. Can everybody, shout out to the 160 people in the room. Can everybody hit that like button? No, I appreciate you. KK was a whole fool. She need to focus on herself and that imaginary relationship with Yeah, so I'm looking at this and until y'all really can show some paperwork or until y'all can get TJ to show up, Stacey ain't coming up off that lie. And at this point, she done dug herself so deep, she actually can't. Like, honestly, she can't come up off the lie because she done dug herself so deep in it. What y'all want her to say now? Right, Miss Cookie Ray. Because again, as adults, Miss Cookie Ray said, did anyone offer her a mint or some gum for her breath, or did they just run around talking about her? Right. Because honestly, to be honest, at a certain point, like, that's how adults handle things. Girl, you want some gum? when I think, because sometimes look, we all have our moments. When I think, I usually keep gum in my purse. I pull out some gum for myself if I think my breath might be getting, like, oh shoot, I just ate that hors d'oeuvre. It might still be sitting on my breath a little bit. I pull out a mint or gum, and then I offer, you want some? Anybody want some gum? Anybody want a mint? And generally speaking, people will take one, especially if they think that, But again, when you throw it out there like that, I just feel like, okay, you just being silly. Giselle said tonight on Watch What Happens Live, it was elementary to say that. That's right. Okay, so even Giselle said, well, Jeanette, well, the funny thing is Giselle agreed that the woman breath stank, though. And on the episode, she agreed that her breath stank. But I guess, she wasn't going to say it. I don't know. So for me, I think it was a decent premiere. Like, y'all know I like Potomac. I think it was a decent premiere, but I think it was very heavy on the Stacy. I think the majority of this episode was about Stacy. So I hope y'all are not gonna make this about Stacy. But what is very clear to me is Giselle still don't have no damn storyline. Ashley, at this point, doesn't have a storyline because the little bit of a storyline you didn't have for the last 3 seasons, which was your divorce, is gone. Now, according to her, the divorce is final and she doing all right. She said she was able to get a financial settlement from Michael. And so she was like, your girl gonna be all right. Girl, whatever. I hope KK is not going to zero in on Wendy. Not sure what Wendy's storyline is either, if I'm being honest with y'all. I think Angel is a firecracker, and it'll be interesting to see which way the firecracker blows. You know what I'm saying? Tia, I think Tia is going to be a dud. I'm going to be honest. I think Tia is going to be dud. I think she's going to be one and done. I think she's going to be one and done. I think she's going to be a dud. So that's kind of where we are, you guys. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget, the Whether You Like It or Not panel will be here tomorrow. Well, not here. We'll be on Scotty's channel, but we'll be back tomorrow, I should say, at 8:30-ish. 8:30-ish. If you're not subscribed to Scotty by Nature, please make sure y'all get subscribed to Scotty by Nature, but I will definitely be sharing it on my community wall. But I'm sure all of y'all are already subscribed to Scotty now. Child, we can't get rid of Sharice, Chuck. Sharice is like a roach. You can stomp on her and she's just gonna get up and keep walking. We can't get rid of her. We can't get rid of her. Sharice just gonna keep showing up. She's just gonna keep showing up. Hey, Papo. Right quick, hard on the ish. Listen. And I know y'all get sick of us saying this, but y'all, half the time we really are backstage. We lose track of time because we get to talking and shit. Sometimes we're waiting on like one more person. But generally, Scott, let me tell y'all something. Scotty does not like starting the panel if everybody is not there. He really does not. So a lot of times, all of us will be there except for like one person, and they'll be like, I'm on my way. I'm not gonna say who that one person is, but it's usually one person who's like, it's usually one person. I ain't gonna say their name though, but it's usually one person. But Scotty really does not like starting a panel unless everybody is there. The only person that will start that panel, no matter who is backstage, is Y'all. Y'all know Y'all don't give a damn. At 8:30, he hitting that button. He don't give a damn if it's just him and Jasmine. He gonna hit that button. Shut up, Chuck. Anyway, meet us at Scotty's house tomorrow at 8:30-ish. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.